Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Daily Rates Live with the Mortgage Calculator. What we're going to do here today is go through our live rates, and then we're going to do a deep dive into prime jumbo loans. We actually haven't done this topic in quite some time, so good topic here. Go ahead and drop a comment there in the chat as you tune in. We appreciate it. We'll wait just a second here to go live on all the different platforms. Hope everyone's been having a great week, had a great holiday. I'm ready to get back to it here. All right, it looks like we're live on all the different platforms, so we'll go ahead and get started. What we'll do is we'll take the chat off the screen for now. We'll go ahead and keep dropping comments there in the chat as you tune in. And you can also drop any questions you have in the chat that we can answer for you after our deep dive topic here for today. Well, welcome everyone. My name is Kyle Hershey. I'm the COO of the Mortgage Calculator, joined here by our president, Nick Hershey, and our sales manager, Jose Gonzalez. We are a lender that specializes in non-QM loans. And what we do every morning on this show at 11 a.m. Eastern is go through our actual live mortgage rates, and then we do a deep dive into a different loan type. And today's loan type is going to be prime jumbo loans. So great topic here to go over today. We haven't been over in a while, so Jose will get into that here momentarily. But first, let's go ahead and go through the rates. So Nick, if you're ready, let's check out what the rates look like today.
All right. So we will look up the rates for today. It is June 20th, just after 11 a.m. Eastern. So all of our standard rates are live here, looking pretty good. We will set up a basic scenario so we can compare the APR across all the programs. As we do every day, we'll set up a single family home, obviously, purchase price of $500,000, loan amount of $400,000. That corresponds to 80% loan, 20% down payment. We'll set an estimated FICO of 760 for the credit score and an estimated debt to income ratio of 40% for the DTI for all of our settings here to compare across the programs. Once we get to the DSCR, we will use a value of 1.5, which I will explain when we get there. Now, if you'd like an itemized breakdown of all the fees that go into the APR, please get with our team members. They'll be happy to send you a loan estimate. We have over 300 loan officers to help you out. Go ahead and share the screen here. All right, so first option for most borrowers, most common loan program that most people think of, 30-year fixed conventional loan for a primary home. Today comes in 6.375 rate, final APR 6.710. Definitely a little bit lower than yesterday, which we love to see. Now, if for any reason our customer doesn't qualify for a conventional option, typically we'll send an FHA option. FHA does allow more leniency on credit issues as well as a higher debt to income ratio, but it does have upfront and yearly mortgage insurance that is required. FHA today comes in at 5.625 and the final APR 6.606, including all of the mortgage insurance and fees. So notice side by side, if our customer qualifies for both, FHA could be a touch cheaper in some cases, but it does require that mortgage insurance. And our customers that need to use it, definitely a great option. As you can see, the price is very comparable to a conventional option. Now moving on to our VA. VA is only for our eligible vets and active service members. If you are, these programs are amazing. Rates as low as 5.75 today and a final APR 6.067 with all the fees included. So notice when we compare APR, VA beats FHA and conventional by a lot. Great benefit for our VA eligible borrowers. And the final option here for your standard agency government options is a USDA government option. So USDA only works for USDA areas, typically the rural areas of the country. If the property is USDA eligible and our borrower is eligible as well, rates as low as 5.75, final APR 6.512 with all of the fees. So notice our customer that's shopping in a USDA area may be comparing it to FHA, which USDA is a little bit better. So definitely a great option and definitely a little bit better than conventional as well. So USDA definitely recommended if our customers are looking in those areas. Now, if our customers don't qualify for any of these standard agency government options, most other banks or lenders will have to deny that customer, but that's where we love to present our 5,000 additional options. First up here is our favorite options here for a primary home, 30-year fixed non-QM alt doc for a primary home. This would be bank statements or similar. We also have 1099, P&L, all kinds of different options. This rate here, 6.99, most likely a bank statement option. Final APR, 7.322. So notice we're within a little more than a half a point of conventional, which is amazing. Also, since conventional has gone down, this will probably come down a little bit later this week, I hope, as we continue the show here. So if our customer doesn't qualify for conventional, very reasonable options here to use alternative documentation and still qualify. Now moving on to our investors. To use the same options, our alt doc options such as bank statements for an investment property, rates as low as 7.375, final APR 7.867 today. And we'll compare that to our other investment options. No government option, so no USDA, FHA, or VA, but we do have our conventional agency option for investment properties coming in at 7.375 rate, final APR 7.726. So it's a touch cheaper than our alt doc options, but always recommend our investors to check out our favorite programs. Our DSCR stands for debt service coverage ratio, no income, no employment needed. Simply use the estimated rental income from the property to determine a DSCR value. If the estimated rents can cover the expenses, aka the property cash flows, that's a ratio of 1 or higher, which is preferred. We use a ratio of 1.5 for the demo here so we can see all the programs. Now with a 3-year prepayment penalty, our most common option, DSCR comes in at 7.125 rate today, final APR 7.445. Notice that beats both conventional and alt doc options to use our DSCR, which is absolutely amazing. And we can sweeten the deal even more with a 5-year prepay. Some programs do allow that. Rates come in at 6.75, final APR 7.072, which blows the conventional options out of the water if our investors are willing to do a 5-year prepayment penalty. And our final DSCR option, some states and some investors do not want a prepayment penalty. No problem. We have those options. Rates as low as 7.625 rate, final APR 7.986. So notice that's a touch higher than our conventional option, but still a great option for DSCR. When possible, we recommend our investors to add that prepayment penalty because notice it sweetens the deal quite a bit there for our investors. And the final 2 options we always go over here are non-QM 30-year fixed second mortgages. So a lot of for primary homes here, people with primary homes have low rate first mortgages, typically if they've got a mortgage in the last few years, and don't want to touch that mortgage if they need cash out. No problem. We can get a fixed second mortgage to get cash out of a primary home. Rates as low as 8.75, final APR 9.204, and we don't have to touch the first mortgage. And these rates are typically better than a HELOC or adjustable because it is fixed. So great option for our borrowers that need to get some cash out. And same thing for our investors. So a second mortgage, fixed second mortgage for an investment property, rates as low as 9.875, final APR 10.2. And both of these options, since they are non-QM second mortgage options, do allow bank statements as well. So very cool options for our customers out there that have a great first mortgage and still need some cash out. So these are great options. But let's get into today's topic, which we always go over something that we can't do on our live pricer since it's not a basic scenario. So prime jumbo loans, very common request. A jumbo loan would be anything over the standard agency limits, which obviously in our demos here, we stay under a standard limit. But now Jose can go into the specific examples where we do exceed that limit for the standard agency programs. We have what's called a prime jumbo, which is somewhat of a hybrid. So Jose, why don't you explain exactly what the prime jumbo designation means and why it's a little bit different than some of the other jumbo options.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Daily Mortgage Rates Live with the Mortgage Calculator. The prime jumbo loan is a jumbo loan that uses automated underwriting for the decision making. It specifically uses DU, not LP. So prime jumbo uses DU to qualify the borrower. When you do run it through automated underwriting, you do need to get an approved ineligible. The ineligible being because the loan amount is above the conforming loan limit for the area. So it's going to give you the error that you can't sell this loan to Fannie Mae because it is above the conforming loan limit for the area. However, it is approved as far as all the other underwriting guidelines, basically income and credit and assets, anything else that automated underwriting looks into. So prime jumbo then definitely is for those borrowers where you need that streamlined underwriting, and it is only for full doc borrowers. One other interesting point to note about the prime jumbo is that the maximum LTV is 89.99%, not 90%. So if you are looking for prime jumbo options, make sure that you do not have the LTV set higher than 89.99. In today's examples that I'm going to be sharing with you, I don't have any options at 89.99 due to pricing. We were not able to get any compliant pricing. we were about a point off. So if you do have options where the seller is paying some of the buyer's closing costs, then you would be able to attain 89.99% LTV for your prime jumbo loans. So let me go ahead and share the options with you today. And one other thing to note, prime jumbo does not have any mortgage insurance applicable at LTVs above 80%. There is a loan level price adjustment for the no MI, which is built into the pricing of the loan. So our first example here, we have at a 15% down, 85% LTV, primary purchase. 7.75 is our lowest rate option at a cost of lowest cost option, at a cost of 1.875, and 7.5% is our lowest rate option at a cost of 2.375 points. And now with another primary option at 20% down or 80% LTV, so that you can see how the rates do get much, much better for this full doc prime jumbo option for a primary residence. So here now, all of a sudden, we're at 7.375 at par. So that's definitely better than the conventional rates. And 6.625 is our lowest rate option at a cost of 2.375. So now for our second home prime jumbo purchase with 20% down is where we were able to get compliant pricing. We're looking at 7.5% is our lowest cost option at a cost of 1 point. And 6.75% is our lowest rate option at a cost of 2.5 points for our second home full doc option. So now our investment prime jumbo option, also at an 80% LTV, and you're looking at 8.125 is your lowest cost option at 1.625 points. And you can buy that down all the way to 6.875 at a cost of 3.375 points. And that is for our full doc investment prime jumbo option at 80%. So now for our cash out refi options, 80%, max LTV that I was able to get compliant pricing for our cash out, primary cash out for prime jumbo, 7.875 is our lowest cost option at 1.125. And you can buy that down all the way to 6.875 at a cost of 2.375 for our primary cash out refinance using prime jumbo. And our second home cash out refinance is at a maximum 75% LTV. And we are at 7.75 is our lowest cost option at 0.875. And 6.875 is our lowest rate option at a cost of 2.375 points. And our last example here is our investment cash out for prime jumbo, again at 75% LTV. And we are at 8.125% is our lowest cost option at a cost of 1.5 points. And you can buy that down all the way to 6.875% at a cost of 3.25 for investment property prime jumbo cash out refi at 75% LTV. So do remember that prime jumbos use automated underwriting, specifically desktop underwriting, to qualify the borrowers. And do remember that when you are looking for options, maximum LTV is 89.99 and no MI ever for any LTVs above 80.0%.
All right. Thank you, Jose. I do not see any questions, so I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up here then. Remember, we do this show at 11 a.m. Eastern every weekday where we go through the live rates and then do a deep dive into a different topic. So we'll be back tomorrow with a new topic. Appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, for the next episode of Daily Rates Live with the Mortgage